I don't know how to take my socks off.
Why would you not take your socks off?
Because it's not gay if you've got socks on.
Give you that, I'm taking mine off. I feel like I should go on that side because that's my van. You can go on this side because that's your van. Do you think it's going to be like any warmer from when we last did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not any cooler.
Oh.
Should we just sack this off now? This is a fucking shit idea.
I don't know what the fuss about. Literally fine.
Oh, I love this game.
These are our matching T6.1s.
So, we kind of decided that we haven't really spoken about these matching vans that we keep mobbing around in. So we thought we'd just tell a bit of the story, tell you how we run ours, and tell everyone how cool mine looks compared to Will's. Really? Thanks.
Anyway.
The story begins.
Yeah.
Well, it started. You had a caddy, didn't you?
I had a caddy.
Think we'll throw a load of photos in. Ready? Go. Photos.
I started off the van hype with a caddy. So I had a caddy since I was 17. And I ran that for a few years. It was sick. It was really good for like bikes and stuff. But at the time, I was like full carpentry, doing chippy stuff. And it just wasn't really big enough. Like, you can't even fit a door lining in a caddy.
You were mobbing around with like a caddy full of tools the whole time.
Yeah.
It was literally like Jenga trying to get all the tools in
and then
there.
we'd be like, oh, I want to put bikes in, have to unload the entire van. So it was really annoying. And I got to the point, I was like, I want a bigger van. And obviously, always wanted a transporter from when I got my caddy. But I was just like, oh, it's just going to be too expensive. So I started looking at transits. Sorry.
Well, the plumber that we know,
yeah, our plumber
he's got a nice transit somewhere here.
Somewhere there. Has actually got a nice transit. So I nearly got a transit, and then came across. Well, I'd seen them before, but like was looking through Stitches and Steel stuff on Instagram.
We were going full stalker on Stitches and Steel.
Ding. And realised like with these vans, you can buy the base spec van with a business pack, which means you get like cruise control, aircon, and CarPlay. And I was like, what more do you need? As it turns out, power. You need more power.
We'll get to that later.
We will get to that. Yeah, and then just went and saw VW, went to run some figures to see if it would be possible, and basically they came out the same as the top spec Transit I was looking at, so I was like, that's a bit of a no-brainer. Obviously at the time, like 14-month wait, so I was like, oh, that's fun. And they went, well, we've got one van in stock, and then I was like, oh, okay, what is it? Brand new van that they had it just in stock. It was the last one they had, and it was this or nothing. This. And yeah, it was basically what I wanted. Fast forward.
Couple of months.
George was looking at getting a new car. You had a Fez at the time, didn't you?
Fez was the beast. I had a Fez. I was also like on the verge of swapping the Fez out.
An S3.
And I was going to get an S3. That was what I'd like to get. I was looking around and you obviously just had bought your van and I was like, oh, the van is cool. Like, my old man's always had vans. P. Jones, can't really shout him out, but like, ta-da. And he's always had transporters and we've always been like, yeah, he knows what he's doing with. He runs all the air and he does all the carpet lining and all the stuff. And obviously when we then in turn got ours, it was like, that was what happened. But yeah, no, you'd had yours, didn't you? You lowered it on solos. And you bought some ropey black 18-inch banded steels. God, Will was still at this point where he thought black wheels were cool, and he's finally learned now. At the time, we were so stoked. We were like, that looks the nuts. Yeah. It was so sick. In fairness,
the reason I wanted the Range Rover wheels on yours. That's what I wanted. But I just couldn't afford them. They were twice the price of the 18s that I bought. They literally bang on double for an extra inch. And I was like, yeah, it looked alright until you got your van. And then
we'll throw that classic driveway photo
entire life getting bullied by George and his dad for looking like I was driving around in a beach buggy because my wheels were too small. I'm like, oh, you just landed on the surface of the moon. And all of that. So eventually, I just got pissed off and decided to buy the same wheels as George's dad, just to like really get on the wind up.
Yeah. Well, what happened, right, was I obviously got mine lowered, and I was like, I obviously need to put wheels on it because the wheels just disappear in the arches, don't they? So I was looking at those, but the 19, because they're 20s, I was looking at the 19, so the same size as on my van, but the schmovies, and I was looking at the anthracite ones. And I showed P. James, and I was like, oh, these are pretty cool. Might get a set of these for the van. And he just did a full P. James on me and just went and bought the 20 version of them. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, well, I bought these, and then you can just like have mine. And obviously I was like, oh, sick. I'm more than fine with that.
Yeah, because like your wheels are actually more expensive than my wheels.
Yeah.
They're actually really expensive wheels.
But he's also on a long wheelbase, and the 20s, like, they look the nuts. I mean, they still look good on these. We were so sceptical when you bought them, weren't we? Yeah. We were winding him up about those classic of the cars which look like they've got stupidly big wheels. We were like, it's going to look so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But no, it actually looks really good, doesn't it? So I was looking at T6s for ages. We were in the flat at the time, weren't we?
Yeah,
and we were just sat on the sofa, just scrolling and scrolling. We got like so deep into the Facebook Marketplace and eBay and Auto Trader, just trying to find anything, because this was right at the point where vans started getting like real valuable, like really hard to find. And yeah, it just so happened, like I wasn't looking for Ascot Grey, or I was just like, I would honestly take whatever I can get.
It was just a really, really good price, 6.1 with not many miles on. And it was just pure coincidence that it was the same colour as mine.
Yeah.
And literally the same van. And you were like, oh, I don't want to do it. And you didn't want to get like matching
I didn't want
vans.
to do it because I was like, yours looks so sick, and I don't want to be that guy that
Just
bought the same one.
Yeah.
I bought mine. It was obviously a year old at the time, and it had done like 13 or 14,000 miles, I think. It was a delivery driver's truck, so like the back was all smashed up where mate had been just slamming parcels in it all day. But yeah, it was just an unreal deal. It was up in Lincoln, so I got the train up there and just went and got it. Just coming into like around my birthday, December sort of time, we spoke with PJs, didn't we, and went for the carpet lining. So we parked them both on the drive with my dad, and we like
2 full days
bought them. Yeah, 2 full days. We bought all the ply lining kit, carpet lined it. We got the lights set up in the roof. So there's 8 spotlights in there, I think. I think we've got 8 and Dad's got 10 because he's long wheelbase. So we spent 2 days just slamming them, getting all that stuff in there. It was like a proper chore, like definitely worth doing. It makes such a difference to just the standard ply lining. That's definitely one of the things when you're at like Kuma's or like a builder's yard and you open it and they're like, wow, looks so good. So yeah, they're both obviously T6.1 Ascot Grey with builder bumpers and a business pack. So as Will said, it's like cruise control, CarPlay, you got heated screen and aircon.
Where have you got that from?
I haven't got heated screen. I don't know why I said that. That was really rogue. Surprise!
But yeah, they're basically the same. The major difference between our 2 vans is that George's has got the older ECU in it than mine. They swapped ECUs from something to Bosch. Mine's got a Bosch ECU in it and it's locked and you can't map it. Mine's 110 brake.
Yeah, mine was 80.
Unbelievably slow. No, yours made mine look fast when you got it.
Yeah, mine was 88 brake, and I was like, fuck.
So
I
you
need
mapped
to do
like
that.
straight
I did
away.
mine straight away. Matey came over to the flat and mapped it. 150 quid, 150 brake.
It's more, I think it might be more though, because Ads' van, or at least it drives well, because Ads' Transit's 180, and
yeah, there's
you
not a
keep
lot
up with
in
that.
it, yeah.
Mine's definitely slow, especially if you put a trailer on the back and tow a car. Absolute nightmare, like so gutless. But yeah, and then the only real difference inside setup wise, like we're all fully carpeted the same. It's just that I got the valet for mine because mine's I was still doing a lot of carpentry work at the time, so it's kind of nice to be able to throw all the tools in the drawer and then be able to still put other stuff in. Otherwise, you know what it's like, you throw toolbox in your van and then you drive around like it's a race car, like we do, because we think our van's a race car still.
Looking like this.
And everything ends up completely upside down faced.
But it's also ideal for your stunt stuff, isn't it? You got the bed set up on top, which we end up sleeping in them quite a lot. Like the drift day, the drift weekend.
For the drift weekend, it was sick. I mean, I haven't really used that. And only on like nights out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Again, that was another one that just popped up on eBay, really good price.
Absolute steal, what that was. So again, pretty much the same setup. Obviously, with that comes...
I got H&Rs.
obviously with that
I got H&Rs.
he's got H&Rs.
I have got H&Rs. If you've watched any of our other videos, you'll know exactly what's happened here. This time it wasn't a battery, it was an SD card.
That means we've been doing too much waffling.
We've been waffling too much. So, where we got to, I've got H&R anti-roll bars on my van, which are good. They actually stiffen it up quite a lot. When you're driving it far faster than you should try and drive a van, it feels amazing. That with like the triple wide tyres that we run, super glued to the road. But I think that's like pretty much the full rundown of the vans. Kind of been for everything. Sat on solos. Had to shorten our drive shafts because we went so low that they were rubbing the gearbox, which is an issue if you drop your certain 6.1s down.
It's also an issue that like not many people know about or how to resolve.
So we're not going to enlighten you about that anymore.
So if anyone does have that problem,
message us.
You can message us and we will help you. Because I don't think it's a problem. I think it's only on the manual like base spec vans where it's all slightly different, but we didn't really know. But yeah, like you'll know about it when you lower your van.
Yeah, and Transport HQ, you'll go, I've lowered my van and I've got drive shaft wobble, and they'll go, yeah. And you go, how do we sort that out? And they go, get short shafts. And we go, where'd you get them from? And they'll go,
we used to have some, but we don't sell them anymore.
Where can we get some from?
Yeah.
And that's all they hit you with the old Homer Simpson.
They did hit us with that.
They literally hit us with that.
Literally sent us that meme, exactly.
Yeah, they were just like, you've already paid for the springs, so it's no longer our problem. It's basically what they hit you with. And then, yeah, you're stuck with it. Luckily, we managed to sort it out ourselves, but it was not easy.
Yeah. Right, I think that's it, isn't it?
That's it.
Thanks for watching. I think we're going to do, well, depending on how the video does, if you like it, I think we're going to do a like 2-ish year review video. So if you would be interested in that, let us know. If not, we'll just shut the fuck up and just start building drift cars again. Yeah. Because that's like well fun. But yeah, so I think it's...
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably do that anyway. We'll let you know how we...
Yeah, you don't like it, we'll give you another one.
But yeah, we'll show you we'll tell you about how they've been for the past 2
there's some
years.
goods and some bads, isn't there?
Yeah.
We love them, but we hate them, so we'll let you know in the next video.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching.
And maybe they're going somewhere soon, maybe they're not, who knows.
See you later.
Spoilers. Right.
Beautiful. Give me that SD card. What the damn dog doing?
Oh, it's lagged. That also only says a minute on it, which is not a good sign. And it only says 59 seconds on the back.